lives seem to revolve around TikTok trends, celebrities that couldn't give less of a fuck about us, the latest designer brand drop, social media, fast food, the new video game, us versus them, thick Instagram models, and looking up to rappers like they're literally gods. We're surrounded by advertisements almost everywhere we go, telling us to buy this, to act this certain way, to eat this, to eat that. And these social media companies, like even YouTube, they spend hundreds of millions of dollars finding the research down to the tiniest detail to keep you as hooked in on their app as possible, to make you waste as much time as possible. We have been manipulated by advertisements and marketing, and no wonder so many people have such easy lives, especially if you live in the West, but so many people are so depressed and purposeless. One of the biggest results of this new age is extremely weak men. Why go outside and explore when you can just sit down and scroll on your phone? Why go talk to women when you can just look up busty Latinas on private mode? No need to hunt for food because there's a McDonald's across the street. Why learn how to fight when you can just play Call of Duty? We buy things we don't need to fill the void in our meaningless lives. And we consume social media because we have a lack of quality social connections. It's enough like depressingness and doom and gloom. How do we fix this problem? Well, at a mass scale, you can't really do it. You might be able to, but it's just very unlikely. But what you have 100% control over is yourself. Now listen to this closely. You're given a choice of the lifestyle and the ideals and morals you exist by. It's your choice to figure out what you want out of life and to live a fulfilling life. As a man, you need to figure out what your mission and your purpose is. And I'm not gonna lie, most people can't find this right away. It takes some digging and it takes some thinking to find this, but at least find some sort of mission you wanna work towards too. This could be like gaining muscle or losing fat, or having a certain business goal, or learning something new. And then every time you complete one of these purposes, a lot of times it peels back another layer to what your core purpose is. So just think of it like an onion. So each layer of the onion is a purpose layer, and every time you peel it back, you're getting closer to your core purpose. So right now, it could just be like having a certain goal, like gaining 20 pounds of muscle. And then once you achieve that, you might peel it back to the next layer, and the next one, and the next one, until you get to your core purpose. So it does take some time, but at least have some sort of mission or thing you want to achieve. And your purpose can change on what stage you are in your life. And you don't need to have your whole life figured out, but having a mission and a lot of big goals will really give you this unbreakable motive that will make you feel alive and more energetic in your life, which so many of us are missing. So now my goal is to reach $10,000 a month and reach 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Now I no longer have time to look up busty Latinas on private mode and eat a bunch of popcorn in the fetal position. And the things I do now, all of them revolve around my goals. And without having any sort of purpose, I would just become a shell of myself and fall back into the mindless consuming cycle of doom. Okay, well, how do I exactly find my purpose? How do I find what I want to do? And right now, your brain is probably extremely fucked from all these instant gratification activities. So what you need to do is just give yourself 3 to 4 days of not doing anything at all, except for just unplugging your brain and just you and your thoughts. So just sit in your room, don't see any friends for a few days, don't use your phone at all for a few days, just have nothing else that'll influence your brain, and just let your brain start to figure things out. And it'll feel really uncomfortable at first. You'll have a lot of negative thoughts, you'll have a lot of urges to hop back on your phone and scroll. But what this does, it takes a lot of other outside influences, and you're just allowing your brain to find out like what it actually wants. Your purpose will just be you thinking, and not what other people want from you or what other people are doing. It'll just be 100% you. Now you can either quit all of the bad habits all at once and do like a monk mode dopamine detox, or you can quit them one by one. Now you can do both of them, but quitting them all at once is much harder, and it's kind of like going to the gym for the first time and trying to bench 3 plates. You might be able to do it, and you might eventually be able to reach it, but you're probably gonna just mess up really bad. So I recommend just doing it one by one. Instant gratification and delayed gratification. What are they? We need to know what these are first before we start taking out bad habits and replacing them with good ones. So instant gratification is something that feels really good in the moment for a short period of time, but then you feel worse the rest of the time. So think about it. When you eat a lot of sugary sweets, you feel good for like a few seconds, and then you just feel like a fat ass. When you play like video games, you feel good for a bit, but then it affects your future self negatively. Delayed gratification activities are things that might feel kind of hard or difficult in the moment, but they benefit your life for the long run. When you do instant gratification activities, you're actually being an absolute asshole to your future self, bro. All you're doing is making his life more difficult and setting up for failure. Just think of it like you're being an asshole to your future self. What you think is fun is usually totally mean to your future self. So usually when your brain wants to do something, just do the opposite of it. Because if you're in a bad situation right now, you cannot listen to your brain, because your brain is what put you there. So put your ego aside and listen to some people's advice and do the things that you kind of don't want to do, because usually that's what will benefit you in the long run. So here's like the layout or blueprint or framework of quitting bad habits. So it usually takes 7 days to implement or remove a habit, and then 30 days for the habit to be formed, and then around 3 months for you to not really think about the habit at all. So put extreme focus into one bad habit for a week, and all the other bad habits you do, just still do them, but just try to focus on one a lot. Then the next 7 days, remove another bad habit while maintaining the first goal. Keep doing this, and within a month, you'll already have like 3 or 4 bad habits eliminated. And then the third month, you won't even be thinking about the first bad habit that you did, because it's become normal for you. So that's the process that I think you should use. It's like building steady gains in the gym. So follow that framework. So bro, just realize your life might not feel super like meaningful or fulfilling right now, but you can make it fulfilling. It's in your control. It's gonna take some hard work and dedication and time, but you can definitely create a fulfilling and awesome life for yourself. You just need to start quitting the bad habits and stop being plugged in by these instant gratification activities. So if you don't, then you'll just keep living the same depressing life without meaning. So it's your choice. Put in the hard work right now and live an awesome life later, and just enjoy the process, or keep doing the same thing and live the exact same life and die without achieving anything. I know it sounds a little extreme, but I really care, because I just want to help people. If you want to spread the positive message of improving ourselves and trying to build better lives for ourselves, just go ahead and subscribe and hit the like button if you want. If not, that's totally fine too. And